The same energy it takes to have a fake friend is the same amount of energy it takes to allow that fake friend within your circle. Is this friendship for me? Is this person for me? Should I redefine? Should I relabel? Should I change the way I view this friendship because I'm not feeling the most respected? Hey royalties, before the video starts, I do want to say that I do be posting polls on my art account, my spam account, usually all of my Instagram accounts, to get a better sense of what videos you guys want to hear, especially for my Skin and Lip Gossip Hotline series. I asked, what's something you want advice on, be as descriptive as you desire, and most people chose how to deal with a toxic person in a friend group. But I just want to let you all know, stay on my Instagram, come to xoxo if you want to get, if you want to join in on the team, give you a little insight and help out with what videos you want to see. But yeah, back to the video. It's Echo. She's got the flow. It's Echo. Hold on, wait. Everybody knows it's Echo. On a bright sunny day, it's Echo, and I'm here to stay. It's Echo. Hold on, wait. Who that? What? It's Echo. Hold on, wait. Who that? What? It's Echo. What up, Royal Mafia? It's Echo. Hey. What up, Royal Mafia? It's your girl Echo, better known as Echo Effect, and judging by the title, you can already tell we finna get into a Skin and Lip Gossip Hotline video. Okay, we're talking about how to deal with fake friends. After I posted that poll, I got a DM from a Royal Mafia member. I'm going to paraphrase what she said, but basically, because of her busy school life and her busy work life, she never got a chance to sit with her friends at lunch and strengthen the connections and bonds that she was making with some of those friends. So once her, I guess, schedule got a little more free, she started to sit with them at lunch again, but they've introduced more people into their friend group. Some of them happen to be fake. She wasn't in the energy surrounded by that. So a couple of her follow-up questions was, how do I make new friends? How should I have dealt with that? Is it my fault? Etc, etc. So that's what this video is going to be focusing on. I'm going to share with y'all some of my experiences with a couple fake friends, how I dealt with it, and the mistakes I made doing that as well. Because if you're asking me, I think the amount of energy it takes to have a fake friend is the same energy it takes to foster a fake friend, and I'll explain that as I go on through this video. I'm going to highlight the first question, and for me, it was, is it my fault? The same energy it takes to have a fake friend is the same amount of energy it takes to allow that fake friend within your circle. And I definitely want to say that people's behavior and attitudes is definitely not something that you should take personally and or is your fault. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and how they move and their behaviors is a direct reflection upon themselves. It has nothing to do with you. The way they treat you and how you allow them to treat you is then up to you. We can't control the fakeness of people or how toxic they are. I think with how you view personal things, I think a lot of the time we forget that as much as we may have a lot of close friends and close connections with certain people, just because we have that connection to them doesn't mean that they have that connection with us, And even if that person were to reassure you about it or to make sure you feel super, you know what I'm saying? To make sure that they're on the same page, they may say the same things you're saying. Everyone is still entitled to the way they feel about certain things and have the right to change that mindset as well. So let me use the example of the Royal Mafia member who sent me that little scenario. So she was a very busy person. She had a good friend group that she always had with at lunch, and over the time of her being busy and doing very understandable things, her friend group expanded, which then they didn't make as much time to hang out with her because, there's been a disconnect in terms of how much time they spent together. Okay, now this Royal Mafia member may have felt very connected to these people, but because of her absence, they no longer feel as connected to her, right? Now they have the choice to either let her know, have a conversation about it, talk about it, to work it out, or they can redefine that friendship. Okay, she's a busy person, I guess she doesn't want to hang out, and then move on. I think the right way to deal with a lot of conflicts, problems, issues is to talk it out. At the same time, not everyone's obligated or has the right to understand why they've done a certain thing, or if you already wasted your breath on if you already talked to a person about the things that they've done 1, 2, 3 different times and they continue to do a certain thing, that already shows you that they not only do not care about what you have to say, don't have intentions on changing their actions, or at least don't see the wrong in what they're doing. Let's gossip about topic question number 2, which was how to deal with fake friends efficiently, properly, etc. And like I said before, I think it depends on how the person came into your life and the toxicity that is very present. But I think a general sense in terms of how to deal with fake friends is to choose whether or not to address said certain situation. Now all of these, I guess, like little tidbits go in a very go in like a chronological order, so it's your choice to either take all of this advice or some of it. You know, this is how I think this is what I think is the best way to deal with toxic people. Talk about your issues with them. Now sometimes some toxic people do a bunch of things that should be common sense or common knowledge not to do, whether it's how they treat other people, or if you've been giving a lot of energy and not getting energy back. But I think the best way to let someone know they done something wrong is to talk to them about it, so they have an idea of what they've done. I don't think a lot of people understand this, because when you're in your own head and you're mad about something, you understand it completely, you know? You understand the backwards, the forwards, the ins and outs, but like I said before, you can't expect yourself from other people, you know? You got to give people the benefit of the doubt, especially if they're really close to you, because then you start to put expectations on them to figure you out, or to clues your brain, and that's not fair. Let them know what they've done, you know? Handle the matas. And I'm not saying blast them with a bunch of other people who agree with you on on like why they're toxic, or, you know, to keep being angry at them until you can't take it no more. Because a lot of the time I feel like with this tip, people wait until they're really furious and then go off the fucking rip. Someone within your friend group, and you can't talk to them without it being an argument or an issue, then let's go to step number 2. Number 2, if you try to confront this person and they're not having it, or they don't want to listen to you, or they're not, you know what I'm saying, they're showing you disrespect from the up jump, here's where you have to decide. A, is this something I'm taking personally? Is this something that is personally affecting them? Have I asked them how they're doing? You know, a lot of the time I feel like when it comes to toxic energy or toxic people, it's really easy to take things personally, especially if they're really close to you or they're good friends with you. It's like, what have I done to you? Why are you acting a certain way? When you're used to someone who's close to you treating you a certain way, it's weird to watch them treat you another way, especially if they haven't moved like that the whole time. But people go through things by themselves on a personal note. They may be having the best day of their entire life, and then when you say something, it might remind them of something really triggering, or the past couple weeks they've been working a lot and stressed out a lot, and it has now reflected in the way they treat their friendships, or just you specifically, you know? And I think the first thing you can't do is take it personally. Because like I said before, this is a reflection on the person. Now, if this is something that affects you on a daily basis, or affects you from time to time, and now you're like, well, I'm struggling with a friend who now won't hear me out, but I know I will do the same from them. Step number 3. So after you've confronted the situation, and they're not about it, and the second step is to not take it personally, the third step is to choose and pick your battles. As human beings, like I keep repeating over and over, we have the right and an obligation to like change the way we view people or view things, you know? Sometimes the people that we consider our best friends throughout the years might start to change their mindsets onto you, and you have no control of that. If you were someone that was really close to them and attached to them, and now you're someone who's convenient for them, you can't convince them that you're no longer convenient for them. You know what I'm saying? You can't convince them that you're more than that, you're better than that. You have to kind of just keep rolling with the punches, and I guess relabel your friendships by yourself. You know, oh, the first one was my best friend. Okay, now they're a classmate. Okay, now they're an acquaintance. Okay, now they're this. Especially with my first note, if you're someone that knows how to confront easily, or has talked to certain toxic energies about issues you've had with them, and etc., and they already want to cause this riffraff and all these problems, it already shows you where their respect and energy lies towards you, and then you have the choice to be like, you know what? I'm gonna put you on the back burner since you're acting like a back burner friend. Step 4. Now, I think this one is definitely a bit optional. And like I said before, guys, like I say steps, but I honestly, like, you can follow these rules in any sort of order or way, whatever helps you, whatever resonates with you the most. Now, let's say you've dealt with a toxic friend and you've already chose and picked your battles. Like, you know what? I don't want to be friends with this person no more. They're not for me. They used to be super close to me, but now I rather have them as a good acquaintance. These final steps could be, I want to say, like the most trickiest, and that's to completely remove them from your circle. So I think you should block or mute them on social media. Take them out of what you see every day. This just helps you separate the This helps your brain and your heart connect. We can take them out of our daily schedule and like life agenda. They can be in the memory bank, but they can't be on this daily schedule. I think it helps with the moving on process and the journey. It doesn't have to be forever. Obviously, if friends come into your life, they were friends first with you for a reason. If they end up being toxic, then you know, oh well, at the end of the day, you still became friends for a reason. And just because you're blocking them or muting them on social media doesn't mean it has to be forever. But it just gives your brain this mental break to let yourself process and already know that like this is something that you want out of your life. One of the first mistakes I made in terms of dealing with a fake friend was making a scene. In terms of my particular situation, I did that thing where I was really fed up with a certain situation, and I didn't listen to the three strike rule. I call it baseball. When your friends or partners want to treat your relationship or friendships like baseball, this is when you talk to them 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, they're out. You can't give no one more than 3 times to fix up, and here's why I say so. Honestly, anyone's entitled to what they want to do, but after 3 times, this person not only heard you the first time, recognized your feelings the second time, but the 3rd time said fuck that and fuck that again. You know what I'm saying? What's that famous J. Cole line?
Fool me 1 time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. Fool me 3 times, fuck the peace sign, load of chocolate, let it rain on you.
If you could talk to someone more than 3 times about a certain situation that affects you or upsets you, you have to let them go. And that's something I had to learn throughout my process with fake friends, is that no matter how close you are with somebody or how strong you feel like your bond is with them, respect is still respect. And if you're not catching that on the 3rd conversation, even the 2nd conversation, in my head it should be the 1st, but by the 3rd conversation they're not getting it, you have the choice to let them go. The right place and the right time for everything. And if you choose to make a scene and or bring other people into your drama, it definitely impacts the way the person learns, understands your feelings and how they require the information you're giving them. Yeah, don't ignore those feelings, please. Don't ignore those feelings. That was definitely, I want to say, like my 2nd mistake, not allowing myself to just feel hurt. You know, I believe anyone that has close connections and friendships understands when I say that, like, friendship divides cut rift deeps. I think if you don't take a moment to validate your feelings and understand that you can feel betrayed and you know you're entitled to that, and no amount of reassurance or people within your own circle or outside your circle can validate your feelings besides yourself. Because I think everyone wants to come on social media, especially after they've gone through something, whether it's like a friendship breakup or a romantic breakup, and act like super hard and like, you know, I'm doing so much better without you and like all that stuff like that. But no matter what, I think if someone has impacted your life enough, especially for a number of months and years it's going to be impactful anyways. And at the end of the day, social media is one big facade. You know, people choose and pick what they want to post, what they want people to see, and they're not going to post the things that are make them sad. You know, they're not going to post, oh, I'm sad without you, this is this, because, you know, I think everyone should have enough self-respect and love to just know that when you've impacted someone for that long, you affect them anyways, you know? Yeah, moving on. My 2nd mistake was talking about it after. Now, if you've been hurt by a friend or if you've hurt someone, you're entitled to your pain. So I do want to say that. You are entitled to your pain. I think everyone's allowed to vent and to share their emotions. I think when you talk about your feelings, it's a good way to let them go. I think in terms of my certain circumstance, I was just so hurt by the way things like by the way things happened and the way things ended, that I took it upon myself to like blame myself for everything and think that I was the reason why things, like I was the sole reason why things weren't working out, because when you put so much energy into things, you don't expect it to fall so hard, you know? I think especially if you were the person that's been hurt by the toxic friend or friends, it's really easy to over talk a situation or talk shit about those people. And let me tell you, if they're your friends at the beginning, like they're your friends for a reason, so that shouldn't change. I'm trying to say, no matter how hurt you are in a situation, even if you're talking the absolute most facts, it still can come off as talking shit, because as soon as you open your mouth to say something, you know, to say a certain secret is no longer a secret anymore. And it's so important to know. Even if you tell someone something word for word and they go to another person and tell them what you said word for word, it is not coming out of your mouth. It is not in the same tone. It is therefore talking shit. No matter what you say, it is talking shit. And the reason you can't talk shit after dealing with toxic people is that if you decide to let them go, let them go. At the end of the day, even if the people that you're fighting with or have beef with talk shit about you, let karma affect them in their own ways. Because at the end of the day, only they have a certain perception of how a certain event went. You have a certain perception of how an event went. And then the other party, other friends, groups, whatever the case may be, have a perception of how things went. And it's never all going to be one single story. It doesn't take other sources of validation to let you know what you need for your own self-worth or respect. You hold the key. That's what I want to say the moral of this video is. You have the key to say who comes into your inner circle, your inner peace. You have the key to relabel friendships, to change the dynamics, to, you know what I'm saying, reset some things. It's like a natural part of human progression in life. And the best thing that you can do is protect yourself and know your self-worth and have enough respect for yourself to know when you need to cut a friendship or keep a friendship, or to keep a friendship but make sure they're an acquaintance and they're not that close to you, you know? We all make mistakes, but it's the lessons that you learn and that you carry that are going to shape and mold the person who you are. Other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed the Skin and Lips Gossip Hotline. Write me down in the comments below if this video was helpful. Let me know some tips and tricks that I may have forgotten. Let me know how you do with your fake friends. I would love to hear that. But other than that, my final message is to let love live within yourself and in others, because baby, that's all we got. Because that's on what? That's on Echo Effect, period.